Is your data a mess? Do you have a ton of repetitive data that's slowing down your queries? Today we'll be diving into the wonderful world of normalization. By the end, you'll have the tools and resources that you need to restore order from the chaos. But first, I'm Chris Gamble. This is my channel, Gamble Data Engineering, where I cover the concepts, tutorials, and interview tips that help you become a data engineering master. Normalization, what is it? What's it good for? Normalization is the process of reducing redundancy to increase efficiency in your data warehouse. Think of normalization and denormalization as the ways to create your fact and dimension tables, similar to how we discussed a few weeks ago during our fact and dimension sessions. If you missed those videos, be sure to check out the link above. So the goal here is simple. Store each piece of data only once. And why do we care? What's it good for? Well, I'll tell you. 3 things. 1, reduced redundancy. By reducing redundancy and storing your text information just once, instead of repetitively for each record, it reduces the storage space that is needed for your tables. In addition, it creates efficiency when you're running your queries. Second thing, improved integrity. It improves integrity because it's easier to enforce the rules and regulations. Finally, it's easier to update. It's easier to update because each piece of data is stored once, hopefully. You only have one place to correct something or change something or update something instead of having to update a huge table, similar to how we have in Dimensions. Again, the link's in the upper right-hand corner there. Normalization forms also have several different types. We're going to discuss the first 3 today. We'll start with the beginning. In first normal form, the table has unique groups or sets of data. For instance, it may have customer data where you'll have a customer ID, first name, last name, address, age, phone number, city, state, zip, things like that. Moving into second normal form, it tries to reduce redundancy further by removing anything that's not dependent on in that specific record. For third normal form, let's take this student table. To put this table into third normal form, we're going to split the country from the rest of the table and leave an ID for the state. So you keep the student ID, state ID, then we have another table with the state ID, state name, and country. This level of normalization lends itself to a snowflake data model. So let's briefly discuss denormalization. This is the process of combining tables in order to reduce the number of joins that you need in your queries in an effort to make your queries run more efficiently. This makes read operations more efficient. However, it increases the complexity of write operations due to the redundancy. When do you use normalization versus denormalization? Well, it depends. You'll have to weigh the trade between the efficiency of your query running with the update efficiency. So the rule of thumb here is for transactional databases, normalization. And for your analytics, you'll use denormalization, but generally not further than first normal form. You don't want to go back to one big table. Now, you too have the skills and the knowledge to be able to apply normalization and denormalization to your workflows to create effective and efficient data ecosystems. I'm Chris Gamble. This is my channel. If you learned something today, click right here to subscribe. If you want to learn more about data modeling, click here. If you want to learn more about dimensions, click here. You've had fun with data.